talk a bit about our airport being a public asset. We are a PPP model. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that, that is a public-private partnership. We have 26% government holding. And as you know, we always had government-run airports so far. Airports being public assets, these are critical not just for passenger movements, for which it's more famous, but for the moving the business as well. So we have 63% holding in this, and 11% with Malaysia, and the rest held with the government, both the state government as well as the airport authority. We own and operate 3 airports around the country and the world. We operate Delhi Airport, Hyd-bad Airport, as well as recently we won the concession to run Makassar Cebu Airport in Philippines. We also had Istanbul Airport till about a month back with us. We divested from that for good commercial reasons, and now we are looking forward to operate the Cebu Airport. You might have also heard that we had Malé Airport, which is no longer with us. We in India handle close to 30% of the passenger as well as cargo traffic between Delhi and Hyderabad airports. It's both of them are brand new facilities. Hyderabad is a greenfield operation built from scratch, and Delhi is a brownfield operation, except T3, which is again built from scratch. Now coming to the topic at hand, pharma growth in India. If you look at the story, we are now currently the 3rd largest pharma producer by volume, and we are growing at a compounded annual growth rate of about 11% over the last 10 years, and that's a fairly consistent growth. And the pharma exports are expected to double from about $9.5 billion to about close to $20 billion by 2015. That's a huge jump. Multiple agencies have confirmed that. And also, there are about 61 patents which are supposed to be expiring. And that is worth about $80 billion. And that, in turn, is further supposed to boost pharma production in the country and bring in foreign exchange and bring in employment and fill a lot of airplanes and hopefully airports too. So that's good news for all of us. Now, that being the good news, is there a but? There is no but. Any other cargo, any other production, if you want to increase garment production or textiles or engineering goods, you just need a bit larger terminals and bigger aeroplanes, and that's about it. But that's not the case with pharma. We have a saying in the aviation business that if you talk about the most precious commodity that a passenger airline moves, what would it be? Passengers, but among passengers, which one would be the most precious and the ones that you handle most carefully? Is unaccompanied minors. When we send our children, unaccompanied on an aeroplane, that's when the sender, the receiver, and the airlines are on their toes all the time, because it's the most precious commodity we could ever ship. But when you come to cargo, practically all of the cargo is unaccompanied minor, and especially the pharmaceutical ones or the temperature control ones or the life-saving medicines are at the top end of it. Every step of it has to be monitored and very carefully monitored. Even the government took cognizance of it. I say even the government, but still, they sent out an advice in 2010 saying all airports and facilities should have a proper pharma handling facility. Now, if you look at the growth, robust, magnificent growth, if that growth were to go through the infrastructure that Alan touched upon around the world or in India and in some part of India, especially what was there before the airports got privatized, you're asking for trouble. I mean, you're going to probably have a spike and then you lose all of it, and probably you lose more of it. You know of countries around, the milk powder scam which happened. When that happened, that country's citizens, they mixed synthetic powder with the milk to enhance it and sell it more. What happened is that country's mothers refused to buy their own milk product. So that is one of the most aggressively exporting countries around the world. They practically lost that business almost forever. And the only country who could supply to that was Switzerland and New Zealand, who started exporting milk powder to them at much higher cost. But you would not compromise when it comes to a little child, would you? You would not take that risk, no matter, all the senior executives of the milk companies were, dramatically dealt with as that country does, and the stringent rules were put in place, but they just simply couldn't convince their mother till date. Okay, nobody is ready to buy milk powder locally, so it's still being imported. So that's an industry lost in 1 week flat. Okay, almost as soon as the things hit the newspaper, the production fell. Now, if their own mothers don't buy it, you think somebody is going to buy it abroad? No, that's what can happen to a farmer if it's not properly handled. So it's all nice and good to have the growth expectation, but we need to be ready. Now, if you look at some of the cases that we have studied, that this is a 15 to 25 degree.